several questions that I have no idea what's going on. You know, like what's the deal with the robot suit? Why move the bodies after they had been found? But was that just to make things harder to find evidence? I don't know. I have questions and hopefully we get answers. But yeah, I have a theory. So we'll go over that first, and then we will go over the evidence and through the bullets that we have. I also created like this little timeline of events to try to help me figure out, you know, what was going on, who was where at certain times. So we'll also go over that. But first, my theory of who done it. So, I think that there were at least two people working together. Yes, I believe that there is a mastermind and an accomplice. So, as far as who the accomplice is, I'm pretty confident about this. I believe it is Hifumi. I think Hifumi was the accomplice. And we'll kind of go over the evidence of why I think that in a little bit. But as far as who the mastermind is, that part I am not confident about. I'm pretty sure Hifumi is the accomplice, but as far as the mastermind, I'm thinking it could either be Kyoko, because when we first started like looking for the bodies and everything, she disappeared. We have no idea what she was doing, and she doesn't want to tell us. So like, yeah, we have no idea what she was doing around this time. So she could be the accomplice or the mastermind. I can also see the mastermind being Celeste. Celeste was with Hifumi when they were first attacked in the rec room. And so maybe since they were working together, they could have just been using that to maybe like establish an alibi for Celeste. I don't know. But yeah, let's go over the little timeline that I created and wrote down, and then we'll go over the evidence. So, the day before the murders, we received a note from Yasuhiro telling us to meet everyone in the showers. And once we get there, we discover that Alter Ego is gone. Now, I believe the mastermind is the one that stole Alter Ego, and they used Alter Ego to kind of threaten and blackmail Hifumi into helping them. You know, they probably said, if you don't help me with this murder, I'm going to destroy and kill Alter Ego. And we know that Hifumi was like falling in love. Yeah, Hifumi was falling in love with Alter Ego, so maybe that worked. So, anyways, 6 a.m. the next day, Taka is attacked and killed. And I'm pretty sure of this because that's when his watch was broken. We know his watch stopped working and broke a little after 6-ish. So I'm thinking, around 6 o'clock a.m. That's when Taka was attacked and killed. At 7 a.m., we meet Aoi, Sakura, and Kyoko at the cafeteria, and we stay there until 8 o'clock. A little after 7 a.m. is when Hifumi and Celeste are attacked in the rec room. Celeste is knocked unconscious, and Hifumi is dragged away. At 7:30, Hifumi is attacked again, I guess in the library, and Byakuya and Toko said that they were doing laundry together around this time. So I guess Byakuya and Toko kind of have a little alibi. So I don't think it was them. At 8 a.m., Aoi, Sakura, Kyoko, and I, we leave the cafeteria and we begin searching for everyone. We find Celeste in the rec room, and that's kind of when, she shows us the picture of the robot attacking Hifumi and just kind of gives us more information. We meet up with Byakuya and Toko shortly after, and it is around this time that Kyoko goes missing, and we don't meet up with her again until like close to the class trial begins. We never really see her again for a while. We find Hifumi in the library, and we take him to the nurse's office. The group, Aoi, Sakura, Byakuya, Toko, Celeste, and I, we chase a mysterious shadow, and we leave Hifumi alone in the nurse's office for a bit. The group splits up with Aoi and Celeste going back to check on Hifumi, while Sakura, Byakuya, and Toko continue to chase the mysterious shadow. And that is when Hifumi is found dead in the nurse's office. And then Taka, shortly after, is found dead in the physics lab. The group gets together to go back to the nurse's office, and we discover that Hifumi is missing. His body is gone. We rush back to the physics lab and discover Taka's body is missing. But we find both of them inside like the little art room closet. Then we finally figure out, or we finally meet up with Kyoko. She had found Yasuhiro at the pool, and Yasuhiro kind of tells us that he wasn't the one murdering everybody. So yeah, that's the little timeline I kind of created to kind of help me figure out what was going on and who was where at certain times. So now, let's get back in and go over our truth bullets that we have. Monokuma file number 3. The victims were Hifumi Yamada and Kiyotaka Ishimaru. The cause of death for each was a blow to the head. It is thought that they were both killed with a similar weapon. We got a blue tarp. The tarp was found in the repository under Kiyotaka's lifeless body. It was apparently used to move Kiyotaka in order to avoid leaving any bloodstains. We have repository dolly. The dolly was found when the body was rediscovered in the repository. This specific dolly has no handles, and blood was found on one of its wheels. It is assumed that this is the same dolly that was in the equipment room where Kiyotaka's body was originally discovered. Yeah, so I think it's pretty obvious that the blue tarp and the dolly were used to move Kiyotaka's body. Hifumi's glasses. When they were first found in the nurse's office, Hifumi's glasses were covered in blood. However, when they were next seen in the repository, they were completely clean. Now, I believe that when we first found Hifumi, like in the nurse's office, I think he was playing dead. I think he was faking it, and that he wasn't like actually dead or anything. And the reason why Hifumi's body disappeared is because he himself just got up and walked away. I think Hifumi wiped his glasses off so he can see, and he just walked away. I'm thinking Hifumi might have been the one to actually move nurse's office. And when he had the time, he just got up, walked away, and went to move Taka's body. That's what I'm thinking. Spotless hammer. Hammers of all shapes and sizes were found in the repository. One of them was found wet and had apparently been recently washed. I have no idea about this hammer. Maybe they were kind of using it to, I guess, test something on. Like, I have no idea about this spotless hammer. I have no clue what it can be used for, or what's the deal with it. Repository door. The door connecting the art room to the repository was designed to open only from the repository side. According to Aoi, it was locked during the search for the missing body. However, when the body was rediscovered, it had somehow been unlocked. So this is kind of why I think maybe Hifumi was the accomplice. Because, like, who unlocked the door? The only people inside the repository to have unlocked it was Taka, who was dead, and Hifumi. So I'm thinking Hifumi had it locked, but then just for some reason he ended up unlocking the door. Unless there's like a secret entrance or something, like a secret exit. But yeah, I don't know. I think Hifumi was the one that was locking and unlocking this door. Equipment room bloodstain. A puddle of blood was found in the equipment room where Kiyotaka's body was initially found. A tire track had been left behind in the blood. So obviously, I'm pretty sure this is the dolly. The dolly just left the blood tracks, or the tire tracks. Glasses, cleaning cloth. The cloth was found in the trash can in the nurse's office. It is branded with a popular cartoon character and was found with blood on it. One has to wonder if someone used it to wipe some blood away. So I think this is what Hifumi used to clean his glasses. Celeste's account. Hifumi's body disappeared when Celeste and Aoi left the nurse's office to use the bathroom. Apparently they weren't gone for more than a minute or two. Yeah, so they were gone for a minute or two. I don't think anybody would be able to move Hifumi within a minute or two. So that's why I think Hifumi just got up and walked away on his own. Yasuhito's message. This is the note that Yasuhito wrote to get everyone to meet in the dining hall. Meet in the dining hall is all it says. The handwriting is remarkably neat and clear. Robo Justice blueprints. These are the blueprints for Robo Justice, which are found in Yasuhito's room. So, I think Yasuhito is innocent. I don't think he killed anybody. I think he's being framed. And I don't know if I'm reading more into this, but the writing on Yasuhito's message and the handwriting on the blueprints are different. I don't know if I'm reading more into that, but yeah, if you like look at the T's and like the E's, they look different. And so yeah, the same person, or the person who wrote the blueprints, Robo Justice have the arms bent like this, is not the same person who wrote this. Yeah, the handwriting is completely different. Again, I don't know if I'm just reading more into that, but I thought I'd mention it. A Robo Justice costume. No one but Yasuhito could have possibly fit into the costume. In addition, anyone wearing it would not be able to see their feet or bend at the waist more than 90 degrees. wristwatch, Kyotaka's wristwatch broke with the hands pointing just past 6 o'clock. It was confirmed that as of late last night, the watch still worked, which means it must have broken the following morning when he was attacked. Yeah, this is why I was saying Taka was killed and attacked and killed at 6 in the morning because his watch was broken at that time. Scrap of paper, Kyotaka's lifeless hand was found clutching a small scrap of paper. The note Hifumi had this note hidden on him. One edge of it appears to be torn. The note reads, "I found a hole maybe we can use to escape Monokuma. Can't find out, so don't tell anyone else for now. Let's meet in the equipment room at 6 a.m. So the equipment room at 6 a.m. is where I believe Kyotaka was attacked and killed. So I don't know if somebody used this note to lure Kyotaka to the equipment room, and that's when they attacked and killed him. Or, yeah, I think maybe that's what happened. Either the mastermind or Hifumi used this note to lure Taka. Oops, what am I doing? They lured Taka to the equipment room, and that's when they killed him. What I don't understand is why didn't they move the body right away? Why did they wait until we discovered the body to then move it? Because Taka was killed at 6 a.m. They still had time to move the body. Why wait like an hour or two later? I don't know. And finally, e-handbook. Each student has their own e-handbook, which also acts as a key card. The owner's name is displayed each time the handbook is booted up. It is believed that no handbooks were involved in carrying out the murders this time. Okay, so there are all the truth bullets that we got, and yeah, it's been a while since I've been talking and theorizing, so let's go ahead and get the second class trial underway. I took one last deep breath and exhaled slowly. I began to walk toward the elevator once everyone was aboard. The doors closed on their own, and the steel box began to move. Alright, so I'm gonna let this video go on like longer than usual, just because I felt like I spent a lot of time at the beginning just theorizing and talking and going over the evidence and not really playing the game. So I'll maybe give this video another like 20 or so minutes. So anyways, the clunking of the elevator kept us company as we fell further and further down. There was no going back. Until we settled all this, we couldn't go anywhere. I'm not sure how long it was before the elevator finally came to a stop. The elevator doors slid open, opening up onto a cruel fate. Well, I see all of you gathered together like this. I realize just how few of you there are left. Your school life is slowly reaching its climax. Only 'cause of you. Why? Why are you making us do such cruel things to each other? What? Do you really hate me so much, but I'm so cute? Stop goofing around and begin the trial. Don't rush me. Of course I'm gonna start it. I would never be like, stay tuned for the action-packed class trial after this commercial break. I never hold out on you like that. Okay, let's begin. Get to your assigned seats. And so, the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. Okay, let's go ahead and save it. Set skills, sure. I don't think we have any new skills. have 2 skills. Oh, I've got 3 skills. Okay. Those just... Alright. Let's start. Class trial. All rise. Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, to begin with, we already know who did it. Who was that? It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for when the murders took place, and we found him in that suit. Okay, another thing I forgot to mention is when Hifumi was dying, we asked him, like, who killed him, and he said Yasuhiro. But Yasuhiro was in the robot costume, right? How would Hifumi have known who was in the costume? I don't think he would have known who was in the robot costume. Right, so just a little thing I forgot to mention. It was Hiro. He does not have an alibi for the murders took place, and we found him in that suit. Don't try and deny it. You killed them. I didn't. Someone knocked me out. I was asleep the whole time. I don't know anything about it. Shut your murdering mouth, murderer. Who are you calling a murderer? I'm sorry to say, Nito, but we do have evidence. Blueprints for the suit. Parts we assume were used to build it. And all of it was found in your room. You have to admit the evidence is quite compelling. It points to you as having created the suit and wearing it while committing crime after crime. How many times do I have to tell you? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Is Hiro really the killer? Or before anything else, we have to make that clear. Handwriting's different. Just saying. Just saying. Everything was found in your room. Oops. Wait, hold on. How do you... What are the controls again? Press Y, fire another truth bullets. You have loaded. Okay. Silence. Okay, silencer is A. Okay. Blueprints and suit parts. There are proof that the culprits. I don't know anything about that stuff. It's not true. It's a conspiracy. Why did you kill them? No, just hold on a second. I mean, looking at the blueprints, the handwriting is awful. I knew it. I fucking said it. The handwriting is different. If I remember right, Hiro's handwriting is, yeah. Everything found, the blueprints. Counter. Oh man. Are we sure Hiro really made those blueprints? What do you mean? Well, take a look at this. It's the note that Hiro wrote asking everyone to meet up after Alter Ego disappeared. The handwriting's obviously different, wouldn't you say? When you compare it to the blueprints, there's no way you could think the same person made both of them. Unless that person made it a point to disguise their handwriting. No, the differences are bigger than that, I think. Come on, I'm not smart enough to think of trying to change my handwriting anyway. So, Makoto, are you saying you don't think Hiro's the culprit? And he's not the only one. I think Hiro is innocent as well. What? Then, who was in that Robo Justice suit? Is it like Hiro said? Was there really someone running around in the second suit? The suspicious individual hidden within the suit. Go ahead, Makoto, tell them who it was. And of course he passes it off to me. So, who was in the Robo Justice suit? I think it was was Hito in the suit. Other than Hito, I can't think of anyone else it could have been. Obviously, he was the one in that particular suit, and we never found any kind of second suit. Then there can be no doubt Hito is the prime suspect. That doesn't make any sense. You just said Hito didn't do it. Someone is framing him. I'm thinking maybe it was Celeste. Because I'm pretty sure Hifumi is the accomplice. And Celeste was with Hifumi in the rec room. So, yeah, maybe Celeste. We know that the motive that Monokuma supplied is money. And Celeste is the ultimate gambler. So maybe she needed more money to gamble away. I don't know. It makes perfect sense. Hito was the suspicious individual in the suit, but he's not the culprit. So what you're saying is, that's right, the culprit in this case has nothing to do with being in the Robo Justice suit. What? Now that's a bold assumption. And what reason do you have to make such a statement? You do have a reason, yes. Of course, but before we get to that, there's something else we need to clarify first. So let's get that out of the way. Hey, stop trying to boss us around. All things have a proper order. So what is it? What needs to be clarified? Is it about the accomplice or the transportation? Okay. We must clarify the method of transportation for Taka's lifeless body. It would seem that his corpse was moved using certain particular items. Makoto, can you tell us what they were? It was this tarp and dolly, wasn't it? Things that were used to move Taka's body. They must have been the repository dolly. There's still one more thing. The blue tarp. They were a dolly and a tarp, right? What's with the attitude? So let's see if I can explain. Taka's body disappeared from the equipment room, and then we rediscovered it in the repository. And when we found it for the second time, it was wrapped in a blue tarp, right? It was the same tarp that, up until then, was stored in the equipment room. So, the killer must have seen it there and decided to use it when they moved Taka's body. That way, they wouldn't leave any bloodstains while they were moving it. Okay, that explains the tarp and the dolly. Same thing. I'm sure the dolly was in the equipment room when we first found Taka's body there. But when the body disappeared, so did the dolly. Later, when Taka's body reappeared in the repository, so did the dolly. In other words, you think they used the dolly to move the body, am I right? But are you sure you are not mistaken? Huh? Are you absolutely positive the dolly was in the equipment room when we found Taka's body? That dolly was made specifically for moving large objects between the repository and the art room. It would have been very strange indeed to discover it had made its way to the equipment room. Is it not possible that it was in the repository all along and you simply didn't realize it? Is this bitch trying to gaslight me? She is the mastermind. She's raised an objection. How do you respond? There's no shame in being wrong. Nobody expects much from you anyway. We have all accepted the fact that you rarely understand what is going on around you. This bitch. Wow, I've never had anyone sound so nice while being so mean. But maybe I can change your mind. If I can just explain to them why the dolly must have been moved from the equipment room to the repository. A new element has been added to bullet time battles. Would you like to hear more? Absolutely. Let's talk about reloading. Starting with this next bullet time battle, hasn't really been a limit on how you destroy your opponent's statements. But from now on, just logging on and pressing the Y button won't be enough to handle them. It will cost you 1 bullet to destroy a single remark. Once you run out of bullets, you can't destroy any more statements, no matter how logged on you are. However, you can reload by pressing the X button. Just like logging on, you'll have to press the X button in time with the tempo marker. Basically, just remember that the X button now has a function along with A and Y. You will automatically reload at the start of fever time and your ammo will not decrease. Oh, but if your action difficulty is set to gentle, you won't have to reload at all. In which case, you can ignore everything I just said. Well then, good luck and have fun. Oh, shit. Moment of truth. Okay. Got it wrong. Okay. Am I doing this right? Oh, that's why it's not working. No, no. Damn it. No, no, no. Okay. Dolly was used in the equipment room. Okay. We barely made it. Okay, good. If you're asking for proof that the dolly moved, I have it right here. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. Okay, can I go ahead and just save just so I don't have to do that again? Okay. When I found the dolly in the repository, one of the wheels had a blood stain on it. There was a pool of blood in the equipment room with a tire mark in it that matched the dolly wheel's tread. The killer probably rode the dolly through the blood on accident as they wheeled the body out of the room, and as the blood dried on the tire, they moved the body into the repository. So there's my proof that the dolly was used to move Taka's body. Jeez, does Celeste really hate me that much? Well, anyway, that was just something we had to get out of the way. Let's get back to the main subject. Yeah, the subject of how Robo-Justice didn't do it. Because if it's not a killer robot, then what kind of robot is it? I'm not sure that really matters. I'd be happy to explain why the occupant of the suit couldn't possibly be the killer. If you look back on how the body was transported, it would become immediately obvious. Is it because if you use the dolly to move the bodies, you would kind of have to like bend over, and it's pretty impossible to move around that well inside the suit? Is that what they're getting at? If I look at how the body was moved, it'd be clear why the person in the suit couldn't have done it. What does he mean by that? Okay, make your argument. Robo-Justice costume. Okay, as we know, Taka was killed in the equipment room, and from there the body was moved to the repository, correct? Yeah, the culprits wrapped the body in the tarp, then loaded it onto the dolly and wheeled it off, right? Now keep in mind, the dolly doesn't have a handle. Well, yeah, but even without a handle, all you have to do is bend over. You can't. Then you could just push the dolly, no problem. So the killer just crouched down and carted the body off to the repository. was in the suit couldn't possibly be the culprit. Sorry, I don't think I realized anything. The dolly doesn't have any handles, so to push it, you have to bend over. Nope. Okay. Come on. Cooper up the tarp, loaded it onto the dolly. Doesn't have a handle. Nope. Oops. Bend over. Break. You're absolutely right that you could push a dolly without a handle if you stoop down low. But if you were wearing that suit, do you think you could actually get into a position like that? What do you mean? Think back to what you said when we were all checking out the suit together, remember? I'm blind as a bat in here. Can't see my feet at all. I'm surprised you got anywhere in this thing. I'm telling you, it wasn't me, and not to mention, you totally can't bend at the waist. Seems like a pretty obvious oversight. When you are in that suit, not only can you not see your feet, but you can't even bend at the waist. Am I right about that? Now that you mention it, yeah. It seems like it'd be awfully hard to push that dolly if you couldn't bend over. Well, what's to stop you from simply pushing the dolly with your feet? When you can't even see your feet, you really think someone could kick the dolly all that way? Yeah, it'd be totally impossible, not that I could say for sure myself. On top of that, if you were wearing such a rigid, cumbersome suit, it's very unlikely you would have the dexterity to go about wrapping the body in a tarp. Well, I mean, isn't that just a matter of taking off the suit when you're ready to move the body? Yeah, but Yasuhiro wasn't able to take the suit off by himself, right? He needed our help to get it off. There's absolutely no chance that the costume was taken off just to move the body because yeah, you can't take it off by yourself. I don't think taking off this suit was an option, if you remember. I don't know what's up with this thing, but I can't actually get it off. A little help. Why would you make something that you can't take off by yourself? I didn't make this stupid freaking thing. There's a clasp on the back that's keeping you from getting it off. It looks pretty sturdy. I don't think you can get it off on your own. We don't really have a choice. Let's help him. That's true. It seems impossible to put the suit on or take it off without help. Then you really can't take it off by yourself. Hito wasn't just making it up. Of course I wasn't making it up. If he could have gotten it off by himself, I don't think he would have let us see him wearing it. Showing up in the suit was basically an invitation for everyone to suspect him. And yeah, that's right. So, it's really, really true that Rebel Justice couldn't have moved the dolly. To be clear, whoever did move the body, it couldn't have been Hito in the robot suit, correct? No, wait, just a second if you please. Have you forgotten about the picture that I took? Celeste really seems to be pushing it on Yasuhiro. I think she's the mastermind. She's really against it. On us just trying to clear Yasuhiro's name. Okay. You all got a good look at it, did you not? The image of Hifumi being dragged away by Robo Justice. If whoever was in that suit is not the culprit, how do you explain that? Besides, do you remember what the now deceased Hifumi said? How did you get hurt? That guy hit me. What guy? Robo Justice, that's what I decided to call him just now. So, as long as those facts exist, the proper conclusion is beyond question. Unless you are working together with Hifumi. The individual individual inside the suit and the culprit are one and the same. It was Hiro without a doubt. Yeah, that's gotta be right. Hold on a second. It's still far too early to reach that conclusion. Besides, there's no hurry to decide who did it. Before we rush to a verdict, shouldn't we explore every single possibility? Instead of seizing on one viewpoint, the truth is